I just need one more like.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Jesus Christ, Malfoy, get it fucking moving.
All right. Well, let's begin.
All right, this is the can opener.
Journey. Thanks for the intro.
This is the can opener. This is the last one.
It's
last one.
This is the last
Ottawa.
one in. This is the last one in Ottawa. Probably not the last one in Ottawa. We'll be back here, but the last of the permanent residents. That is 345 C. Elgin.
That's right.
And we have the guy who's come to replace me right beside me here.
That's me.
I haven't seen Luke in 2 months, so I don't know if he'll be back here or not, or if you're just going to be, living alone. I'm still asking those questions. But shout out to Luke. I heard he got hurt.
Yeah, I heard it too, but
that sucks.
That's all I know.
That sucks. I haven't talked to him.
Same.
Anyways, I have Kaylin McGrath.
That's right.
And we both would like to formally apologize to that last episode.
I didn't say I was.
No, you didn't say anything, but I would I was pretty belligerent. I'm gonna have a warning on the title.
Did you post it?
No, I didn't post it yet.
So why do you apologize for it?
Because it'll be posted after this one is posted, or before this one is posted.
So you're gonna post it?
Yeah. But I apologize. I've been thinking hard and long and hard, like dicks.
Looks as if you're looking at your own dick when you're doing that.
Long and hard. That was. Can you pass that? And a special guest. Kaylin's not so special, but special guest Guillaume. Is that how you pronounce it?
You're actually pretty good at it.
Guillaume.
Yeah, Guillaume. Yeah, Guillaume. You're all actually pretty good, like for North Americans.
For an Anglo, but I don't speak French at all. He speaks French.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would understand for you, but like you're actually really good at it.
So when did you come to? When did you first step foot in Canada?
It would be.
And who are you actually? First question.
Yeah, where are you from, man?
Or like, what's the connection?
Okay.
How are you sitting in this room right now with us? Why?
Like,
what a blessing, eh?
Hard questions.
What a fucking blessing.
I know, like you're putting me on the spot. Like, I feel like just answering that question, like, who are you? Like,
I know it's really hard.
How am I supposed to resume?
I just say if I was thinking about you, I'd be like, okay, I'm good buddies with Luke, and we go to the same program, and you don't have to be like, I'm Jesus Christ in the flesh and blood. Sometimes I'd say that.
Okay.
But you're Luke's roommate, or not? Well, you're future roommate. But you met Luke
in a day.
You met Luke in university.
Yeah, second year in university, just in a course, and then I hanged out with him, and then I met you through him, and
now we're here.
So
when did you meet Luke?
Second year, political science class, but like that's not my major. That's his major, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and then
he's doing global and international development.
Yeah, he's doing that. I just took like a course, an elective course and all that stuff, and I met in the class, and then I can't remember that much of it, but maybe I actually had him in multiple classes. Doesn't matter. I met him through that university.
So was that first year?
Second year.
How long ago was that? What year?
It was like a year ago, I think.
So you didn't know him first year, but you were still at Carleton first year?
Yeah, exactly. So I met him second year. Yeah.
So you're from France. Mm-hmm. Why did you decide Carleton in Canada?
Okay,
so when did you have like plenty of opportunity to go elsewhere, and this was like the place you?
Okay. So I lived all my life in France. I was born in Paris, and then when I finished high school at 18, I was like, I did 2 years of business school in France, but it wasn't for me. Like I did pretty bad in it, just like the social environment and all that stuff. And then my mom and my mom's friend were like pushing me to like, you should move out from the house and like enjoy, like university, go away from the country and all that stuff. And I was like, nah. But then after those 2 business like school years, I actually decided that like I really need to get out of the house and enjoy like and mature somewhere else. And so,
what made you think that? Because you were so unhappy at school.
Just the school wasn't for me, and then I needed to go out of the house. Like I didn't want to live with my mom anymore and all that stuff. I was like,
How old were you at that point? 20, 19?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, I think I was 20.
Cheers,
which
boys.
is pretty.
Yeah, fucking cheers, eh?
Cheers to Canada.
Fucking last night. Here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go, boys.
Okay, so the timeline. You did your business school and you didn't like it. So you felt pressured.
2 years of business school.
You felt pressured, like just going into it by your parents and shit.
No, not at all. I know, like I want to like higher degree.
So
like,
what? So, but you're in what? What your major is? Global and international.
Right now, it's economics. I study economics at Carleton. I'm not in the same program as Luke.
Okay, see, I thought you were in the same program as Luke.
No, I'm not. So I just like I started liking political science like first year into university. So I was like, oh, I want to take more courses of that and stuff like that, because like I always was interested in politics, but more so like coming into university. So I took some political science class, and of course he's in it because it's his major, right? And that's how I met him.
What made you like get into political? Like, what sparked that interest?
Well, I always had like debates with like friends or like my parents' friends or something like that about politics. I was always on like the other side and stuff like that. Like I was born in like my family is pretty like, how do you say, like they're born in like pretty comfortable family. Okay. And so like the entourage would be like more like
so
these people,
we
like,
call that rich here.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the word. I didn't want to say the word.
Okay. I was born in a pretty comfortable family too, and it's nothing. It's just what happens.
No,
you can't pick that.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But just like, so my entourage is more right wing. You could like you would understand like they're right wing in France, and my ideas like. I develop ideas like left wing ideas, more of a lefty.
Where did that come from? If you grew up in a conservative
my mom
family?
And dad's are like, we don't call it conservatives, but like.
But that's how I relate. It's accurate.
They're
it's
economically conservative, I would say. Yeah. And so, like, they would be, for example, my mom is a Democrat in the U.S. would be a Democrat, but like she's more conservative in France.
But and regardless of like political party, it's just a conservative mindset, right? Like that's just
like against like all the taxes, like the left
exactly
wants,
lower
like,
taxes, lower taxes.
Like,
That's just conservative mindset, I think.
So I always debated, like when I went to friends and all that stuff, like always debated like on the left side and all that stuff. I don't know where I got the ideas from, but like maybe some friends from high school and all that stuff. Whatever. And so I just was debating, but got more interested into like actually following politics when I went to like in university at Carleton. I don't know why. Not specifically Canadian.
Was it American politics?
Yeah, I follow American politics. You know what,
bro? But that's honestly what happened to me too. Like I was never into politics at all, and then all of a sudden Donald Trump started running for president, and I got super into it. Yeah. We watched this. Me and Jacob. My homie, you met before, but our friendship was founded on talking about Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I remember Bernie Sanders, that interview with Killer Mike.
Yeah, that was that moment that I got into Bernie Sanders.
You showed me that.
Well, yeah, guys, why are you that much like what? Because Killer Mike is like a pro-gun guy, right? A pro-gun like black man, right? That is like the rapper. I forgot.
Yeah, but just because.
Wait! No, let him finish your point. What were you gonna say?
Well, just like what's the interest of like him and Bernie Sanders? I don't see how they relate that much. Like I know they were like.
Because I could still disagree with both of them, but it was still it appealed to me.
Killer Mike said that there's never going to be a candidate that runs for his views. Like he'll never have a candidate because he's very libertarian.
Okay.
So he thought that Bernie Sanders was the closest thing because of his policies, and then they just
Bernie Sanders is libertarian.
No,
is that close?
As close as it's gonna get.
Okay.
To Killer Mike's. This is just what he said. I don't know. I'm not Killer Mike, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said, though. However, he did an article or interview with TMZ, and Bernie Sanders was smart to do a interview with Killer Mike in his barbershop, and then Killer Mike introduced him at so many different rallies and stuff.
Okay.
Rallies. When I say rallies, it reminds me of Donald Trump.
It's so weird. Just like the idea popped up in my mind that imagine we got into politics because of Donald Trump, or like Donald Trump's like election cycle, right?
We did, and that's why crazy. I think it's the best thing ever.
So we're like newcomers to politics because Donald Trump is here.
Yeah,
is that possible? That's so weird.
No, but that's good. That shows you the positive. That really shows you the positive of Donald Trump.
Thank you.
No, for real though. The thing, if it wasn't Donald Trump now, who knows what 4 years down the line it would have been.
Do you think you would have like been interested in politics if it wasn't Donald Trump in there? There wouldn't be like maybe Donald Trump.
Probably because Hillary Clinton was interesting from the beginning anyway. Like she had there was just crazy. No one liked her.
Yeah, like
it was just
the right wing bombarded her with like all that
exactly, but even the left didn't support her, which is unfortunate.
Sure. Yeah.
So
she just had the worst. Like everything about her just seemed wrong.
Okay.
Like her husband got fucking sucked off in the office.
And legitimately accused of rape.
Yeah, but, like, there's so much shit with him. Mm-hmm. All those emails, like, there's no way... She got real close to winning. But, like,
but even
all the odds were fucking against her.
It
wasn't close. She wasn't... But everybody thought she was going to win.
Exactly. Everybody thought, because, like, all the polls and all that stuff, all the polls, like, she was ahead, and, like, nobody saw it coming.
The polls might have fucked everything up, too, because I remember going to the election being like, the polls were like, oh, no, we're fine. Like, Hillary Clinton's going to win this. Yeah. Donald Trump guy's a fucking joke.
That made people stay home that day,
exactly.
Man.
That made people stay home that day. But Hillary Clinton got no votes. Hillary Clinton got less, like 4 million less votes than Mitt Romney did when he lost to Barack Obama. Like, that's how little people voted for her. And she even got 3 million more votes than Donald Trump. So that even shows how little people voted in this.
Well, that's the thing. Like, she didn't make, like, enthusiastic, like, people come out and all that stuff. Like, she didn't make, like, the people want to come out.
But why do you think that?
Because she's more like at the center. Like, it's like the anti-establishment thing that, like, you want something else, right, than the establishment, than the typical thing that you had. Like, maybe Barack Obama had that appeal, like, and didn't have all those stories, but he's kind of like a centrist, like Hillary Clinton, except that Hillary Clinton, like, I don't know, like, she didn't excite people, the voter, to come out. Like, the left wing didn't want like the same thing exactly. Like, there's tons of issues in the United States that need to be fixed, and then the right wing is just like, oh, had this anti-establishment looking candidate. Like Donald Trump,
and she clearly was establishment.
Oh yeah,
like that's
what she is.
Yeah, exactly. And there's way more scandals with Hillary Clinton than there ever was with Barack Obama. Barack Obama said he did coke one time in high school in his book.
No, it was marijuana. Was it coke?
No, he said coke. He said a little bit of coke too.
Oh well, enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. But that's something else. That's like makes him seem like a real human being. Hillary Clinton, to me, for real, looks like a lizard person. Like, it looks like she lives in the 6th dimension, and she's just...
it's no theory. It's fucking real.
No, this is not theory.
No, but man, where'd you get that theory from? That's what I'm saying. Like, I think, like, a lot of people...
Definitely Alex Jones, bro. That lizard shit's dope.
The water's making the frogs fucking gay.
It's like...
The water's turning the freaking frogs gay.
The whole debate. Okay. You guys have all those theories about Hillary Clinton be all like, oh, super corrupt and all that stuff, but like that comes from the right wing, like implanting those ideas and like doing those hit jobs and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, some of this stuff is true, but like I don't think she's as shady as like what like you guys think she is and all that stuff. Like I don't know. Like
I'm just going off what I know.
I'm just going off what I know.
Exactly.
Either.
Would the people like know? Is would the hit jobs from the right wing? Like,
no, but
I don't think so.
No,
I don't
think
facts
so
are
either.
facts.
No, this is the thing. I watched Hillary Clinton when she would go on interviews with the Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
and I love Breakfast Club. It's a hip. She went on there and she dabbed on there, and she pulled hot sauce out of her purse. It was like, what machine is orchestrating her actions?
No, she doesn't sound... Yeah, she's not
pulled hot sauce from her purse.
Because Beyonce released Lemonade and hot sauce in my bag swag, and she pulled hot sauce. She's like, yeah, I carry hot sauce everywhere.
That's you fucking dude, think about like, stop.
No, think about ridiculous. That. Hillary Clinton on the black urban radio show trying to pull hot sauce out of her bag to relate to the community.
She did something else, like on her, like she went on Snapchat and tries to pull off these lines, but she just sounds so unauthentic. I can't say that word, but yeah. She's not real about this shit, and like she shouldn't pretend to be real. Like, you're not cool because...
That's why I think she's a lizard.
Oh shit.
But Mark Zuckerberg could also be a lizard.
Well,
Bro,
that would be more accurate. Like,
did
like
you
the water thing.
Yeah, the water thing. They have him drinking water. Oh, buddy,
who was that? Was that Alex Jones?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
No, like everybody just like talks about it. It's a meme on the internet. It's a freaking meme. Like, it's deserved. Like, oh, like give me the Zuck. Like, have you seen that? Give me the Zuck.
But do you think that Hillary Clinton would have been worse for the country than Trump?
No, she would have been like 100 times better. 100, because she wouldn't do all those crazy stuff that he's doing. Like,
what crazy
just
stuff?
On the policy side. Like, okay, she wouldn't be. I think she would be just like as good, or maybe a bit less good than Barack Obama. She's the same as Barack Obama, just not without all those like huge scandals, I guess.
But you never know. When she was going to office, one of her first policies was a no-fly zone over Syria.
Okay, I think...
What, are you going to shoot down a Russian jet, Hillary?
So that's one of the like the things where I don't agree with her. Like, yeah, but like, So she's more hawkish. That's what you.
But that's a very huge issue.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'd say that's fair.
That's the borderline building a wall issue.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's different. Like foreign policy and like then like okay.
Holy fuck! There's so many fruit flies. Jesus Christ, they're swarming you.
Yeah, it's also your
beer. Okay. You guys want a beer real quick? Nope. No, you're good. Good. Yeah. All right, keep going.
Foreign policy.
Okay, no, yeah, so, no, but the no-fly zone. Okay, I think she would have changed her mind, or like she would have.
You gotta make sure you talk right.
Yeah, I think she would have changed her mind, or like implemented. I don't think she would have went to war with Russia. She's definitely more like aggressive with like Russia and all that stuff. Like I want to seem strong and all that stuff. But I don't think she would have actually. I don't think she would have actually like done it. Like I don't think she would have go to war with Russia. That's for sure.
Why
like
not?
She's not hawkish. Like why not?
Yeah.
What's her interest? Like, what's your interest to go to war with Russia?
With Russia,
what did Russia attack us? Why would she go to war with Russia? I can say it.
War with Russia.
War with Russia. It's hard for me. See, that's when you notice I'm not Canadian.
That I would think the reason she would go to war with Russia was to show dominance over the country and continue them as being an enemy. But it's crazy because she manifested deals to sell plutonium. I don't know what is it? Uranium, to sell a bunch of uranium to Russia, billions and billions of dollars of uranium when she was Secretary of State. So I don't know, man. That's why it's crazy. Who knows with Hillary
isn't
Clinton?
That like a fake news, something like his, or like isn't that a conspiracy?
No, that's real.
Where'd you get that from?
I'll Google it.
You'll Google it. Well, of course you'll find it much if you Google it. But like,
well,
where does it come from?
We'll be fair
true,
with
true,
references, bro. Like I'm not trying to prove a point.
Where does it come from?
I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm just trying to search.
I just think like first of all, Syria. It's like Russian side. It's like Iran, Russia, and like that side won the thing. Like we're not involved as much in like in Syria as like we totally lost that side. Like it's those countries who like control the area right now.
Yeah.
I think what she tried to do is like, I think she would have changed policy. She has no interest in going to war with Russia. Why would she do that? I don't know, like that plutonium, like check it out. I don't think it comes from.
But even this chart on Vox says that it's a conspiracy theory, and Republicans are pushing a verifiable fake conspiracy theory that goes something like this. Hillary Clinton approved the sale of American uranium to Russia in exchange for a large donation to the Clinton Foundation. It's gone to the point that Attorney General Jeff Sessions is thinking about appointing a special counsel to look into this fake theory. Journalists ranging from MSN's BC have methodically debunked the theory, but one reason it lives on is because it's so convoluted. It cherry picks details that make it seem plausible that Clinton gave Russia a huge portion of Americans' uranium.
So,
but why the fuck is the Clinton Foundation attached to Uranium One? Like, why is that even a connection? Why would you have a attached to a uranium company? That's a red.
Is it? Like, how is it attached?
Yeah, look,
if it's just like is it a sponsor?
This is the chart.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the initial
Uranium One.
Uranium One to Hillary Clinton.
And what does it show?
So, Uranium One, Canadian company that controlled 20% of the U.S.'s uranium. Wow, it's a Canadian company.
Whoa. We can't be allied with Canada, man.
What?
We can't be allied with Canada.
Yeah, you're right. Get the fuck out of here, man.
People related to Uranium One.
Go back to France.
I'm from the U.S.
People related to Uranium One donated a total of $145 million to the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, I think that's a good question to ask. Like, why?
That's a fucking fantastic question to ask, man.
Yeah, $150 million, you could kill 10 people.
Is uranium what splits an atom in a bomb?
It's a nuclear. It's what conducts a nuclear reaction. I think that's the thing that gets so hot.
It's like the.
I'm pretty sure a nuke happens when an atom splits.
Yeah, but this is different.
Well,
uranium.
that's the atom that they use in the reaction. That's the atom they use to split.
Right.
That's the atom they split.
Right.
Basically.
But uranium also is for nuclear power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what they do in their nuclear reaction.
Yeah.
Well, nuclear power is just like nuclear energy. It's
nuclear energy.
When you fission and all that stuff.
In water.
The thing about that, though, is that it's so corrupted and it's so unclear.
Well, yeah.
It's almost worth not talking about it, I think.
But why?
Because it's just...
Isn't the concept of like...
We're not going to figure this out here.
Who cares if we don't...
It's good conversation. It's good conversation.
But see, but we're not... Why would you ever go into anything like you're going to figure it out?
You're right, but that's just one of those things. Like, political scandals are something very unique.
But what's a political scandal? What do you mean by political scandal?
I would put Clinton Foundation doing a deal for uranium a fucking scandal.
Is a political scandal like someone being a criminal who's a politician?
Just some crooked shit. Any sort of crooked shit outside of the interests of the people.
Why does scandal sound so like delicate to me? It's not like you're a fucking criminal. You know what I mean? It's a scandal. What does a scandal mean? You committed crimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just...
I don't know.
Politics are so fucked up. Would you ever want to be a politician? Would you ever think about it?
Yes.
Why and where? In France?
I'm thinking like... okay, I think like I would love any country like the U. Well, I feel more French right now. Well, but like, okay, I think I don't have I don't think I have a career like in Canada and in the U.S. just because like how I speak. Like it's just hard for me to express myself.
Bro, no. He is French Canadian. We're French Canadian.
Yeah, but like I'm from France, so I don't have like the same ease of speaking English as you guys. So like it's hard to for me to express myself and like my full capacity in English because I think
you're doubting yourself, man. I think you're
100%.
Well, maybe
I didn't learn English till I was like 10, bro. I was like 10 or 11. I spoke French. That was it.
Oh, well, your English is pretty good. But like, okay, I just got back in the country, so maybe my
no. I'm not trying to knock you. But you're well spoken.
But you're well spoken. You sound like a Quebecois guy who has spoken French all of his life.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay, that's good. Maybe I'm like doubting myself and all that stuff. But
or somebody from France.
Or somebody from France.
I hope my accent is better than the people from France.
Way better.
Holy shit, they're so bad. Depending on the people, on the person.
Yeah, do they hate each other? Do Quebecois and France hate each other?
No,
man.
What do you think about it? Yeah,
we love each other, man. That's the homies, of course.
Really? No, I'm kidding.
Of course, bro.
But
French people love French people.
Okay, there is like even like between.
But don't you hate the way they talk?
Okay, so I explain it. So the French people and anybody like Belgium, anybody who has a different accent than the French people, like Belgian people, like Quebecois and all that
Africans.
stuff. Africa. No, it's not the same thing. I don't know.
No, but I have a buddy from Congolese named 40. He's on my podcast, and he speaks French, and he spoke French very fluently until he got to Canada, and he sounds like you. The same accent.
Well, it's because we have like a French, like our first language is French. We'll learn how to pronounce this in the same way, I guess. Yeah. But what I'm saying is like, basically we there's like this sort of rivalry that we have between each other. It's like I'll make fun. Well, any like. The French people, the Belgian people, and the Quebecois and all that stuff will just like mock your accent, but in the end, like,
going to be a problem?
Brotherhood. There's no problem at all. It's just like, like we have French people have a ton of jokes on like Belgian people. I don't know right now, but
of course.
Well, and we make a ton of jokes on Quebecois.
So of course, but I'm sure
I understand though because Quebec French is extremely broken.
And Quebec,
it's broken.
Quebec has a lot of self-hatred, and they really wish they were actually from France. I think
do
they? I think so.
No, shut up.
No,
I
really.
You don't know shit.
I don't think so,
dude. I think so. Man. I'm part French Canadian.
What?
I'm part French Canadian.
I think,
but God's cleaned my soul.
How many percent?
100% angle.
You think that French Quebecers are jealous? You think French Quebecers are
wishing to be French?
Wishing to be.
No, they want to be
French
independent.
Deep down.
No, man. I think no.
Yeah, you're right. They're probably not even that aware.
No.
They don't know.
They're not even aware enough.
No, it's not the same thing.
They know they can buy booze at the fucking corner store, and that's all they know.
Open all night, buddy.
Open all night. Yo, I love chirping French Canadians. It's my favorite thing.
What do you mean?
Honestly, I love chirping French people in general.
What do you mean?
Like, they're one of my favorite people to make fun of.
He's always been...
Which is perfectly fair. Like, we make fun of French Canadians. It's not the same thing. I'll explain it to you. They have a nauseating accent, so it's like... You like block your nose and then you speak
Français, and then it sounds like Quebecois.
I don't think that's it. I really don't think
exactly
what do you think it is.
No. Listen. Our tone, our pitch, are going to be on point. I think it's just broken. It's all ebonics. It's all slang.
No,
it's broken. Like, let's speak in French right now.
Okay,
so you French listeners. Listen to this. This is the difference. We're going to speak in French.
Shout out to my cousin Sophie. She'll understand. Right, don't say a curse word. She's 14.
No, okay. Let's explain ourselves in French.
Okay. Comment était ton vol du Floride?
C'était pas mal, mais je pense qu'on devrait parler de...
Oh my god, Guillaume sounds so much better already, bro.
In French. Well, yeah, I know, like, that's what everybody says. Like,
Guillaume should never speak French ever again.
It's like...
That was embarrassing. You're like a Walmart's fucking version,
We can tell which one's the Happy Meal
no name,
bro.
Yo, try to speak like us French. Try to speak like us French, like with a French accent. I'll try to speak with a Quebecois accent. Like, tell me, I want to know how you feel.
Wait.
Yes, there's a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay, so
Mais là, j'arrive de la France. Mon vol est parti à 6 heures du matin.
Okay, you still sound very French Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah,
like, so
I can't
much.
do it.
Yeah.
It's very different.
You go.
And then,
Your
moi
phone's
je
gone,
parle.
man.
Oh, ben moi je parlais comme ça là, un peu de. Je rajouterais des trucs qui me rendent un peu bouffe. And bouffe, ça veut dire like I come from the. It means like I come from like bouffe means I come from. Like it's just like, oh, you sound stupid, like, you know, when you say bouffe. Bouffe is, I think it's a French expression which just means like a bouffe is like a guy who comes from like it's not a wealthy area, let's say, and then just sounds like stupid when you talk. It's like no.
Ben moi, bouffe, ça veut dire quand on mange.
A bouffe. No, you think bouffe. That's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
It's a different. Yo, that's like the Canadian stereotype that translates through French.
But you know what I heard is like apparently French Canadian is like the old way that French people used to speak. It's like the old way, and we like our languages evolved differently from when we settled in the country. So like. You kept maybe the old English, the old French, and then we
who's the OG?
Oh no,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're the OG people.
How don't you fucking grow up, man? They go with the new time. I'm like, what?
You sound ridiculous.
We didn't evolve in '60s.
Yeah, that's
that's what I've heard, but that would surprise me.
What do you think about being from France and being Quebecois, Frenchies? Yeah, which one?
Yeah.
So. Quebecois, it's such a different landscape in Canada. There's such a vast history with the relations between French Canadians and regular Canadians.
So true.
Like, what's the bombings for the Quebecois? They want to be separated, right?
FQFN.
Yeah. There were terrorists. There were ingrown, homegrown Canadian terrorists from Quebecois,
and they were going around putting bombs in people's mailboxes
and kidnapping senators.
Yeah.
Well,
but so. And we continue this route down here, and there's still many votes for people wishing that Quebecois could be its own country or could be its own sovereign state.
Almost the majority of Quebec, they voted last time. I think they voted like
it was like 53 to 49, like some.
I think it was like 2% difference or something like that. They almost had like 2%.
It might have been 51-49 or some shit like that.
But it's crazy close.
But it's questionable too. It's like, they have laws where you have to have your sign all French, right?
Yeah,
I think they got attacked because like they didn't want to put English on their signs.
That was a law, and that was a law. So what do you think about Canada? What do you think that relationship should look like? Because it's kind of a weird looking relationship now, because everyone seems like they want to do their own thing. But so, how do we?
I was born in Ottawa. I lived here for like a year. And then I moved to Quebec up until I was like, like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And my parents were from Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
We lived in Quebec.
Yeah.
So they weren't down with all that, man. Like I didn't get brought up in a place that was like, we tried to understand their point of view. My parents had their thoughts about it, and it was very different from my neighbors had Vive le Québec Libre signs right outside. Like, everybody around me was just...
So, Vive le Quebec Liberation.
Yeah.
So they feel like they're trapped under the Canadian government.
Yeah, and they're pro-separation, right? Yeah. And that was not me. Like, I still,
Why
to
is it
this
not you,
day,
though? Why is it not
I don't
you?
understand it.
What do you mean?
I live there, but my parents are from Ottawa, and we always knew we were going to come back to Ottawa.
And maybe that's all it is. And maybe that's all it is that it's hereditary through... just
if you're born in Quebec.
Yeah, if you're born in Quebec,
I don't think so.
Travels. Why?
Because there's like still like half of the population who doesn't want to separate, right? So it's
I know, but that's half of the population that has gotten views passed down from the parents of the previous generation that wanted the separation, so they're going to keep going.
It doesn't seem logical.
it doesn't seem, and it's not logical. When you bring political views and they're hereditary, that's why I asked you about your political views and your parents being so different. Where'd you get your other views? I think it's dangerous to have hereditary political views. And
I agree. Yeah, no, like I think
but with Quebec, it's like you are putting these crazy draconian laws. I think it's a slippery slope. But they're trying to preserve their culture.
Yeah, their identity.
They're trying to preserve their culture, but how much change do we need with how much preservation?
They're very proud.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think, like, that's the question I'm wondering is, like, okay, my personal views on it is that, okay, Quebec, I think the whole country should learn French and English, should be obligated to learn both languages.
Yeah,
I think the whole country...
we kind of are until 9th grade, but not all the way through.
Yeah, but, like, no...
Yeah, but what if you're in BC? If you were in British Columbia, you'd be more fitted for Mandarin than you would be for French Canadian. Like you would be, that would be a better suiting language to learn over there than.
Would it?
The 100%. Asian population in British Columbia is incredible.
Like, do we want? Okay, our country's roots is like French mixed with English. It's not like the roots are not like Chinese, right? What I'm saying is like I think like just the whole country should be more accepting of Quebec, and Quebec should be more accepting of Canada. And the way is like, you just like mix the culture and try to merge people. I think like it sounds weird when I say like that.
I think it's just a bunch of kids. I think it's just a bunch of kids being fussy, man.
No, but like they want to preserve their culture, right? The Quebec people.
Yeah, but like you have your fucking culture.
But that's the thing. How much do they need?
How much more of your own culture do you want in your culture?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, how much do they need?
You're fucking fine.
How much do they need of like them protecting with the law, the Canadian Constitution law?
But you made the point.
It's okay already.
You made the point of everybody learning the two languages.
Yeah.
So would it make sense to have a huge Toronto billboard and then have the billboard split and have it all in English on the top and then all in French on the bottom?
Oh no, there's no need for that. What I'm thinking is just in the education. I think everybody so you learn French when you're younger, right? Yeah. Like it's probably the second language that you learn.
But no matter what, if it's not used, but no matter what, if it's not used, it's gonna fizzle out.
It's not used maybe in like but you could use it in like the current language, like when you speak. You don't have to have it in all the billboards. Like when you have like a logo or something, like you don't need to have it translated all the languages. Like you just need to. I don't care about the logos, like the public, like. The public signs and all that stuff. I just need...
But isn't that a reflection of what the language we're using? Like, if we're all using English and we see McDonald's is on French, we're going to use English. We're going to use English. We're going to use English with our families.
I find it really funny that in all the packages that, first of all, like, you have, like, English and French and all that stuff like that. It's funny that you have both.
True.
So it's already all around Canada. You have, like, both languages on the package. So that's perfectly enough. I don't need, like, all the billboard signs.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, like, all the, like, both languages. I think...
It's a headache, man. Like, it's a headache. I hate listening through debates about it. Because I don't think it's an issue to start with.
I don't think. But it is an issue that exists, so we can like say what we think about it. Like I just personally think like Quebec people shouldn't like want to separate as much as that, but I think Canadians should like try to integrate more the culture into their own.
And culture. Let's face it, it's not feasible to separate. What are you going to separate and then still use our dollar?
Exactly. Like what's your plan? What's your plan? This goes through. What's your first move, man?
I mean, guys,
why is it better?
Guys, they say that about Brexit and the European Union. They're going to do it, and we'll see how it pans out. But like,
they're still going to use the euro, though. They're just getting off.
What are you talking about? Like,
are they? What are they using? The pound?
The UK, uses it. Like it doesn't use the euro.
Oh, true.
They always have their separate currency, right?
True.
So they're going to separate with their borders. Maybe they're like their economic accords with the European Union and all that stuff. But like, it's not the same. Yeah. They were already like the weird one of the European Union. Like they always like didn't want to integrate.
It's strange because they also seem like the figurehead of the European Union.
Do they? No, I think that's Germany.
I think of Europe. And I think of British.
Weird. So I think Europe. Germany's the leader because they got the stronger economy and all that stuff. Like it's not. Well,
you've been to Germany, right?
I've been in the airport of Berlin. That's it.
Okay. So, I just want. We got off on a long tangent there.
Oh, very true. You know where it started?
Just
introducing me.
Exactly. No.
Who are you?
Well, let's go to question number 2.
Those fucking Quebecers. I've come here to battle the Quebecers.
I'm so ready right now.
Guillaume, if you're battling the Quebecers, I'm on your side, bro.
My
Let me tell
intention.
you that.
I love the Quebecers. You know what? I'm I'm on Tinder.
Especially you, Kalen.
Oh fuck.
Yo, I'm on Tinder, and actually, like, I'd like to meet like okay, the Quebec accent is like probably like the accent that I like the least. It's, but I like accents though. Like I like
the French Canadian accent, bro. It sounds like they're gonna molest you.
It's the one that I like.
Are you saying
the
French chicks aren't hot because of their
You mean
accent?
French Canadian?
Yes.
No, but that's the thing. I still like accents. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, you said that.
What are you trying to say, man?
No, what I'm trying to say is like I like accents and stuff like that. I like different origins. Like,
I hear you.
But like, so I kind of want to find a French Canadian girl who can speak French with me, because like I like that actually. Like. You know, like speaking French, like doesn't.
Have you ever heard of Hull? You gotta cross the bridge, man.
I've been there. It's just like Hull is not the best place to go out.
Oh, no. Buddy, that's where I'm from, man. That's
you want to do crack and heroin? Go to Hull.
I'm born in the darkness.
You want to do crack and meet 16-year-old girls?
Man,
go to Hull.
I'm a product of Hull, bro.
Maybe that's my thing. All I picture of French Canadian of Quebecois is police officers that are discriminatory against my people, the Ontarians.
All have our haircuts right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's it too. And I forget the second point.
Wait, they've been discriminatory towards like
they've been discriminatory to and I just think of Hull. Those are the only two things. What else do French Canadians have? I mean, you're a good
Quebec,
kid.
Montreal.
Quebec,
I
guess Montreal's kind of cool.
Man, it's so awesome.
Man, it's all.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't been there. I'm
it's
talking
fucking
shit, bro.
Beautiful. You're talking shit, man.
I'm talking so much shit. It's not even relevant.
When I was young, so I lived all my life in Paris, but like in the summer, I'd go visit my grandma with my mom.
What part of the? Were you in like midtown Paris?
The nice district, which is like like any touristy area. Like if you know the Moulin Rouge, that's where like.
If you don't mind me asking, can you tell me what your parents did?
Oh yeah, sure. My parents were always in that in the company Hermes. I don't know if you heard about it. It's like it's a brand, a fashion brand company. Yeah, Hermes, the fashion brand. It's like
heard of them. How
North American people do not.
No, how did I know that though?
Say it in French. Say the brand name in French.
Hermes.
Okay.
Look,
it's like that.
You'll know them. I don't know how I knew them.
I know.
Okay, so like they're
so $100,000 purse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hermes is like the very high brand quality. Like they do everything right.
The rappers talk about it a lot.
Think of Louis Vuitton, but it's better. It's better quality.
No, it's not.
It's better quality. We make they make leather everything. Like,
I
leather everything.
What other brand is equal to
Hermes? Yeah. Well, my mom and dad work in that company, so all I've learned is like, that company's like the best quality and all that shit. So I assume that would be the best there is. I don't know.
In the context we're talking about right now in this podcast, it is.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff is handmade and shit.
Crazy brands though.
No, but like Louis Vuitton is like
high fashion.
They're probably like made in industrial.
Okay, just go
on.
Like Kalen doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
We'll check it out after.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I'm from Quebec.
No, they're very nice. No,
okay, so what did your parents do in there?
So my dad is like the head of the. How do we say like the horse's saddle? Yeah, he's like a saddle maker, but like the head guy of like the saddle.
Really?
Team, I guess. Yeah. So he.
There's like saddles for what? For like
horses.
For like polo or like racing or like what? Just regular use,
like competition, You know, like the jump competitions. Like they have like their own. Hermes has their own competitions.
Is that how the company started?
I think, or were they doing?
Because
I think
the
that's how
logo
they
is a horse.
Exactly. I think, it's like a calèche, right? I think they start. I'm not sure exactly. Bro. Maybe luggages or something. I think it was two brothers and stuff like that. Hermes. I'm not sure about like how it started, but this company is old, and my mom, my stepmom, and my dad worked there. So like, I've also had an internship in there, and it's really
really?
It's very nice. Like,
that's incredible.
No, it's if you're working there, you're like.
What did you do interning there?
I did the boutique. How do you say the shop in France? They have like a vitrine. Their exposure, like they expose like some.
Like future fashions, like
no, like just in front of the store, like there's like a gallery. Yeah, there's a gallery. Exactly, there's a exposure, like a gallery thing.
Okay, so
I helped in the development, I helped in the development of this, like what they were exposing and stuff like that. I worked in that team.
That's interesting.
No, man, like I wish, like I'll show you guys after.
You have pictures and stuff.
No, but like you could search online.
Oh,
They're
okay.
between like they'll have tons of examples. They change it every month or every season, and it's really like beautiful. Like the tourists like mostly it's a lot of like rich people and rich Asian people now. But like everybody like will go over there just to see the vitrines.
It's an expo.
It is an expo, just like the just in front of the shop, basically.
That's sick.
So yeah, I worked. So they worked over there. So
how long have your parents been in France? Were their parents born in France?
My mom was born in Montreal.
Oh, you motherfucker!
I know.
Oh my god!
Mother
Plot twist. He was French Canadian the whole time. He was French Canadian.
Oh, we got him. They all crack, buddy. They all crack.
Back to the motherland. Shit.
No, but she didn't learn how to speak. Like she learned how to speak French over there, but she's not French Canadian. She's English though. She's an English speaking person over there. She learned French over there, but she has an American accent. So
she's American.
She's American and Canadian.
Oh my
grandma's
God.
American.
That's hilarious.
My grandpa was Canadian, and so she was raised in Montreal and all that stuff. And then she worked at Hermes and I think it was New York or something like that. She moved to the U.S. and worked over there in New York, and she moved to the Paris, which is like the main Hermes like store and all that stuff. Yeah, right. And she moved there, and she met my dad, and then she settled up over there, and then I was there. I guess I was born, and then
You got brothers and sisters?
I got 2 half sisters, but not like I don't see them that much. So I wish though.
No.
Like I wish I saw my younger sister much more.
So half sisters. So
half sisters. So through my dad, like
through your dad.
Yeah. And I had all my like education over there. Like lived all my life over there. I came here 3 years ago, so came to Canada.
That's
the reason why I came is like, I needed to move out from the house, right? And I was like, U.S. universities, too expensive, right? Canada, it's more reasonable. Like, and it's just like the university life just sounds so much like it fit me actually. Yeah.
Sorry, I fucked up, bro.
Yeah, so French Canadian, eh?
I'm just trying
distracting all of us. What is happening over there?
Yo, there's some good beer, man.
What did you have? What did you buy?
I've been Evan got me on them Muskoka beers, and this one's an
Muskoka.
IPA.
What about
and I've been liking the IPAs lately,
Yeah?
but I didn't know Muskoka had an IPA.
I've got Heineken. That's what my dad just drinks
Heineken's my
that.
favorite beer.
Is that the most drank beer in Europe?
My dad drinks it only Heineken, but it's like German, right?
We talked about this yesterday.
I just
Heineken's our favorite beer.
Bro, I just feel like you look at these football matches, these real football matches out in Europe.
Real ones.
And
Are you talking about soccer?
Yes, that is what I'm talking about. Now we know why he calls it soccer, because he's French Canadian, bro. You've been exposed, dude, because your mom was born in Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
I caught you. There you go.
No, if I was French Canadian, I wouldn't say football, no.
Bro,
no, exactly, you wouldn't, and that's why you just asked me if it was soccer, and I said football.
Je sais vraiment pas quoi dire, là, mais
shame on me.
T'es Québécois.
No, I'm not. Okay, so
c'est pas ta faute. C'est pas ta faute.
It's not.
Okay,
no,
t'es né comme ça.
I feel French.
Mais t'es Québécois.
It's so funny. I feel mostly French, but I also have like the American passport and the Canadian passport, and like the more I live here,
passport. You're an American citizen.
Yeah, also because like my grandma's American, as I told you, and then it transmitted through my mom.
Wow.
I got the three. So I go around, I go in all the countries, but I study in Canada now.
That's incredible.
I don't know when I'll feel like more
Canada
Canadian.
Your favorite country you've visited?
Visited?
Yeah. You better say yes.
That's a hard question. What do you mean? What in specific ways?
Yeah, it's different. Not visited, but what's your best experience that you've had traveling across the globe?
The best experience, I think, it's just more having fun with friends and stuff like that. It's not like it doesn't have to relate to a specific country, but a country that I really like Montreal.
Really
I like Montreal. I like Montreal. Well, I used to go every summer in Montreal, go to sports camp over there every summer because I used to visit my grandma.
Yeah, me too.
Man, it's so awesome. Like the experience I had over there, like it's so awesome.
Why?
Like just like first of all, it's true in Canada. Like everybody's like nicer, like to the next degree. Like American people, for us, the Europeans or like French at least, they're nice. You know, Americans are very like nice and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're
like but like compared to Canadians, this is like it's another level. Like,
but I just
higher,
remember going to Florida, and they're always super sweet and always super friendly.
Yeah, I side by that. And 100%.
And Florida's pretty full of crazy people, but I've always had such good experience.
I used to go to Florida fucking every March break. My grandparents were out there. Yeah. It was fucking, man, people were nice out there.
Southern hospitality is real, though.
I was in like Naples. I was in like Naples, like Fort Myers, Naples, fucking.
I went to Key West. You ever been to Key West? Yeah. Have you ever been to Key West? Where'd you go? It's like the very bottom of Florida. All those islands, all the keys.
It's like south.
What, the most south of Florida you get.
Yeah,
there's a buoy that says you are now closer to Cuba than the nearest Walmart.
Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
So I go to Florida. I just came back from Florida like three days ago.
That's true.
I go in West Palm Beach. That's where like my mom and aunt, like it used to be my grandma's place. That's where I have a place over there.
You see famous people over there?
Well, wait, that's the story.
Oh shit! No.
Okay. Get ready.
Shit!
I live like you drive like let's say 2-3 minutes up north from where I am. Guess whose place is there? Whose person's place?
Wait! Out of everybody in the entire world.
No,
wait. Give us a hint, a slight hint.
We talked about it in the podcast already.
Oh, we talked about the person.
Okay, hold on.
Hitler?
Whoa! How do you guess?
Hillary Clinton.
Very close.
Hillary.
No, I'm kidding. No, she doesn't.
Oh my god, that was great.
Okay.
That was great. Very close to Hitler.
Have you ever heard of
very close? We're on the same train of thought here, buddy.
That's related. Have you ever heard of Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah. DT.
Oh,
the big Donnie boy.
Yeah.
You saw him in real life?
I passed by him, but I haven't saw him.
Oh,
like
man.
I used to go. I always go in like during Christmas time.
Yeah.
And he goes in that church and stuff like that. So he's in the church, but I passed by the church. I didn't see him yet.
He doesn't go to church. He's not a Christian.
He pretends to be really Christian.
No way. He pretends.
No, he's really Christian. He's Christian.
No way.
Of course, he needs those evangelist votes. You know.
But I wouldn't. At least he's putting in the effort to go to church. I thought he'd just say that he's Christian.
Yeah.
I mean, like, good for him. That's surprising.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised.
Fucking good guy.
Even if you stand in the foyer, at least you're there for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So I passed by him, and like that he's there because like there's tons of police cars and stuff like that. His residence has like literally army boats like just in front of like in the sea, just protecting his residence.
That's crazy.
Area.
So
it costs a lot of money. Yeah.
So you didn't actually see him.
I passed by him. That's fair.
And but when he was president.
So when he was about to be elected president, like he already ran the race, but he was like a president elect.
Yeah,
I think that's what they say. And you know, like my aunt like told to me like, said to me like, what would you do if like he came to you and was like said hi? What would you do? I was like, I don't know, like I don't really
pull out your 45 and cap a.
See, I don't have guns. No, man. We don't have like. I'm not a big fan of guns. Like I think that's an American thing. It's like really not in France. Like that's we all think they're crazy in America for having guns. But whatever. No,
isn't that all of Europe?
That's everywhere in the world. Nobody's like crazy on guns. I guess Israel's crazy on guns, like, but the U.S. specifically, like the U.S. is like really crazy.
Yeah, I guess
have that culture on guns.
Everybody in the world.
Everybody in the world, it says like the U.S. is like, they're really crazy on guns, right?
Like chill with your M16s. You don't need auto fire FNJ dual mag extendo clip.
Yeah, like
you don't need that.
What's those bullets that like penetrate like
FNJ full metal jackets?
I don't know. They just like can penetrate like the armor of like the policemen and all that shit. Like, why don't you like? There's tons of stuff that should be like
FMJ can go.
You don't need that to have fun. You don't need like any utility.
It depends what kind of fun you're having.
Whoa!
You said it. Americans are crazy, bro.
On that issue, on all of issues, I think they're like very far right. They've gone like so. The Republican side is just so crazy distorted compared to the rest of the world. Like not just like my country.
Is it really though? Does it just seem that way?
Yeah, no, like.
But Barack Obama, Barack Obama was just that's a very non-Republican move, right? You know what I mean? For 8 years to have Barack Obama in power and. America is incredible country. It is an incredible country. I just hope that they educate their people enough to make the right decision when voting.
I think like what do you mean by Barack Obama? If he could do gun reform issues, he would do because like that's the Democrat side. And 90% of the country of America
no way
wants
that's
like
going to happen.
But man, 90% of the whole country wants reforms on the issue. Was like a universal background checks. 90% of the country wants that. They won't get it because, as we were saying before, like I think the country's like fully corrupt. Like the country is really corrupt by money.
Well, even if it's corrupt or not, the people aren't gonna want that.
No,
because you know how scary that is. Brother, as soon as you tell them that they're gonna take their guns, then they automatically. Alex Jones and whoever else told them to think that the government is going to come and take their guns and then come and kill them and enslave them. They're going to instantly trigger to thinking that they're going to get killed and enslaved if they give their guns away.
Yeah, that's where that crazy culture comes from, right? But what I'm saying is like 90% of the people, as I just told you, want some basic reforms. Like they don't want to. They don't want to ban the I don't know. Like I heard it like. Probably secular talk recently, if you know that secular talk.
Yeah,
Cal Kalinske.
I like Cal Kalinske.
I freaking love him.
He's a good guy. I saw he did a really good podcast with Joe Rogan a couple months ago.
That was a really good one.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, so 90 from his numbers, I don't know if they're true or anything, but probably
90%. How is it 90% if it's still illegal? If it was 90%, they would
want
have
universal
right
background check. Like they won't reform. They don't want to bump the guns.
90% is universal background checks, not getting rid of the Second Amendment.
Nobody wants to ban the guns in the U.S. Like I think we shouldn't ban the guns in the U.S. Why? Even though I'm like really anti-gun and all that stuff. Like I don't want any in France. I wouldn't want like guns to be legal and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is like, you need to take like not baby steps, but you need like some reform in the country. But like, of course, they have such a big culture on guns, and I can understand why.
See, I don't need the full button. That's so hard to fucking relate to, man. Like I sit here as a fucking Canadian, and I can't imagine everybody around me, everybody on my street. Having guns.
I'd be so scared.
Me too.
I'd be scared to go to concerts.
Me the fuck out. Everybody's packing heat. Everybody's got a piece on them, man.
But you don't think that much about it, like until you talk about the issue. Because like I go in the U.S., I go in Florida, and Florida like probably has a lot of guns and shit. They're really
carry.
Yeah, but I never thought I never had any really issues over there with guns. Like probably
but
because
it's not like Texas, like. I mean, I hear Texas is a beautiful place and it's super dope.
What I'm saying,
but it's still scary, man.
Like, when you think about it, what's that quote? Like, I'd rather have it. I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Yeah,
I get that theory. I understand that perspective.
But do you understand why guns could be fun? Like, do you go to laser tag? Have you ever been?
Oh, buddy, who gives a shit, man?
Laser tag.
But honestly, man, the whole like shooting range thrill and shit, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think fun should not even be. If we're dealing with major issues like the gun control, I don't think the fun should be used.
Well, it's
as
one of the
argument.
aspects, right? Like,
I don't think it should be. I don't think it's
going
valid,
hunting,
though.
for example. Like, going hunting.
Hunting
that's
makes sense because
that's the fun part.
That's not fun though. That's killing for your meat.
Yeah, and just get a hunting rifle.
Like you don't go you don't have a necessity. You don't have a necessity to go hunting. You could just go at the grocery store and get any meat.
Well, to some people that is a necessity because they won't eat the grocery store meat. You know what I mean?
Which is fair, but that's a very, very, very small part.
100%, but that's not fun. That's not like how I just get to shoot this in the backyard and explode propane tanks.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be a part of the argument because that is so much less necessary than everybody else's safety. I get, the argument I get is the tyranny. The government's going to come, take your guns, and you're going to be enslaved.
That's the argument I think is the least plausible.
And it is the least plausible. It is the least plausible. How are you going to let that happen? But the fun thing shouldn't be in there, I think. I don't even know what another argument for that.
On that argument, doesn't, first of all, the government know all your private shit? I'm pretty sure they could hack your computer easily, very easily, and get all your information and all that stuff. Or not they, I don't know about Facebook and all that stuff, but yeah. So aren't they already in your life without you knowing all that stuff? They spy on you. They can spy on you really easily. That's what I'm saying. Second,
if I'm in these streets though, if I'm living my day-to-day life, I'm more concerned about a motherfucker with a gun than the government checking in on my emails.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give a shit about that. So, and second,
fucking look at my stuff, man.
And maybe that's a better point to make is people want to have protection so they can keep their families safe.
Yeah.
And in a country in the U.S., we're not talking about
I barely
Venezuela.
trust people enough to drive.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the States, you got to be worried about people driving, first of all, and fucking packing a gun on them, man. That shit blows my mind. Gun culture blows my mind. I'll never understand it. I'll always be against because I can't relate.
It's so scary.
What if you were born in the U.S., I guess you would understand. I don't understand
it would be
as
different.
well.
Yeah, it would be.
Because like it's just not our culture. It's part of their culture, and it's fucked up.
But even I played Call of Duty and shit, and like I spent time around guns. I grew up in the fucking boonies. Like I'm from Muskoka, and I've played with guns, and it's still always scared me. But I think it's my mother's influence.
Guns don't scare me. It's everybody having a gun that scares me.
Guns scare me themselves. Because of the opportunity for what can happen with those guns.
Guns are dangerous. It's people who are dangerous. That's the argument of the right wing.
Well, no, it's just it's just a gross argument. It's just a gross thing to think about. That machine has like one purpose.
Yeah,
and that's to like kill another man. That's why it creeps me out.
That's what they say. Guns don't kill, people do. It's like, what the
but that's fuck? True.
That tool is only built for that one thing.
Yeah, the tool is to kill. That's
regardless
the tool.
If you're it's using. Self-defense.
The use of it is to murder. But like
exactly, it's like a guillotine doesn't murder. It's the person who launches the guillotine who does. So it's like
no, you're right.
And it is the tyranny that kills people in guillotine, but. That's when Kale was talking about not finding issues to shit. That's something we're never gonna find the solution for. Like, who fucking knows? Especially us being so disconnected. You're obviously more connected to the States than we are, but it seems like you should give them all guns at this point because a couple have.
You think so?
Yeah,
all guns.
I think if no one has them. If nobody has them, no one should have them. If some people have them, everybody should have them.
But what I think is like,
I agree with that.
The argument of like,
it's the only way to do it. I think that's the only way to have balance.
I think but with the argument of like everybody having guns, then you come to like, I think just more guns brings more death. That's the thing that you like. Oh, imagine like there's more guns everywhere. There's going to be more death, and what you want to avoid is the death of the people. Like it's just like because like so many dumbass are going to have arguments and all that stuff. Like one's going to shoot and all that stuff. Like if there's more guns. It is true by statistics. If you look at the U.S., there's just so many guns in the U.S. Yeah. That's what brings more death. If you reduce the number of guns, there won't be as many.
What happens if there's a shooting or something going on, and someone?
It will be less death than like a mass shooting. One mass shooting, if guns were banned and all that stuff, will be less death than if guns were allowed and everybody dies here and there.
Well, what if someone? Well, even by death, or even by guns, we talk about guns, but like the highest death that comes from guns is suicide.
Hypothetically speaking,
I think it's 0.5%.
Let's say
it's the majority, 50%. That's the majority of all of them. That's more than.
Let's say all the guns get taken away, like the Second Amendment gets.
Yeah. Okay.
Revoked tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And we start. We start gathering all the guns around. Everything that's registered. Think about how many unregistered weapons would be floating around.
It would be incredible amounts.
And how fucking there's no way they're gonna get rid of the guns.
They do certain programs in certain states where I saw it happen in New Jersey one time, and they buy back guns.
Yeah, guns buyback, but it's like a reduce. It is going to reduce, but not like ban all.
It will reduce, but that's how you do it. You offer someone $1,000 for their shotgun, and you don't get to go to jail for having that illegal weapon, and you just. But
I think that's fair because, like, in the end, it will reduce the number of guns, and
that's what you're supposed to. You can't punish someone for your own creation.
Yeah,
which is what America does. Punish people for they've created.
But there's an example of
that. There's an issue though. You need to deal with the issue though.
I think about ghettos and like African American community. You created that situation by putting these people all in little tiny pieces of land together in projects and ghettoize them. And now all of a sudden there's no hope and there's no resources, and then you funneled illegal drugs like crack cocaine into these, and you punish that, but you created that.
It's institutionalized.
On that issue, like, don't you think that like ghettos are all over the world? Like, there's going to be very poor areas and all over the world. Just because like there's a society.
There has to be.
Well, yeah, it's a society. It's how it is. Yeah. There's going to be rich people and the poor people are going to go in less expensive housing, and then that's just going to regroup them naturally, right?
But we can change what the definition of, or we as the higher class gets even higher, I believe so should the lower class. We will still always have a lower class, but it doesn't need to be the bottom.
That's not what's happening right now, right? Like, it's the rich getting richer right now, and the poor and the middle class and the middle class is not getting wealthier, actually less wealthier with inflation, right?
And that is a point, and it is a part of hierarchy, and it is a part of society. It's going to happen, but it doesn't have to be as drastic as it is, and people don't have to be going to jail just because they don't have a father who pays their bills and who allows them or gives them resources to go play sports after school and shit.
I don't know. I think it's the government's jobs to like with the housing, what's there like with housing, like for example, they should help and all that stuff. Like they should be.
But where
like,
does that money come from?
Taxpayers.
You're already paying for it.
Man.
It's coming. It's already happening. You're already like paying for that. Like so, like I don't know. There's
let me pick the things of funding from an app on my screen.
Where'd you allocate your resources? Like, are you trying to help like fix what's wrong in your society, or like are you trying to?
I'm trying to get mine, dog.
Try to get your money?
Yeah, well, right now I am. What do you think is better? I was having this conversation. Do you think you should? What is more valuable, giving 25 cents away today or 25,000 in 50 years?
How is that comparable?
Because
20 cents today.
What if 20 cents? What if you added all that 20 cents up? And you invested it and got a percentage return off that 20 cents. So in 50 years, that 20 cents is in fact worth way more than it was in that moment.
Well, I don't have a guarantee that the 20 cents will be like more because like the market could crash or anything, right? Like it's really risky. Like I don't know, like that 20 cents. That's true. I don't know. Like
that's true. I just always have that conversation because me and Jacob have that conversation. Well, it's like, it's an immoral battle in a human's mind. It's like, what do I need to do what I need to do in life to accumulate as much resources as possible to do what I want to do. And if I give $1 away today and that dollar is not saved with me, I won't have enough resources to give the amount I want to give away later.
I feel like it's so little money, like you won't. Okay, I feel like
but
that.
Who knows? People count pennies out here. You know what I mean? If you put $1 away or gave $1 away, that's 365. That'd be like over 50 years. It's almost $20,000. $25,000.
But like, okay, like first of all, you're talking about like investing money. Like, when do you start investing money? First of all, like a lot of people like need like from paycheck to paycheck, like to like spend on their house, like and all that stuff. They can't afford to save, right? Yeah. So it's when you like manage to save that you can invest in all that stuff. Yeah. Then you save it, but like that doesn't like that's not a lot of person. Like,
I know, but what if you have?
Right?
What if
so
you
that's
have,
reserved to a lot of like when you're getting wealthier, right?
What if you believe in yourself of the ability to invest? I'm not telling other people to do that. I'm talking from a personal standpoint.
On a personal standpoint, you should invest?
No, I'm talking about. I'm not saying everybody else should invest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I believe that my dollar will be worth more in 30 years than it is right now when I go to give away.
When you decide to give away, like to try that?
But that's like evaluating how much your time is worth, right? You're trying to say that you're worth... Oh, fuck.
No, I have the ability to grow that money, I think, more than the average public would. So why would I not have that, grow that money, and then give it away after?
Well, you need to have money to give away.
Well, exactly. So... but I could throw $1 away, or I could save that dollar and try and think that I can multiply that money faster than anyone else, and then give that multiple of money away.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people think like you.
So you think of the government?
I think you're thinking in a very hero way.
Me and Jacob always have that thought. That's Jacob's thought.
What's
and
Jacob's
honestly,
take on it? What is
that's
he
Jacob's thought? Is if I know how to multiply the money better, so I will give it all. He's huge on the Warren Buffett. Like Warren Buffett's giving away 99% of his wealth when he dies.
Yeah. That's going to be crazy, bro. That's $60 billion.
Here I gave away $50 billion to Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Crazy.
And I almost said Clinton Foundation. Warren Buffett.
Could you imagine?
Reptile number 2.
Why not? Like, it's possible.
No, it's not possible.
$50 billion?
Is that foundation just like super
because
corrupt,
Warren Buffett knows a good investment, and he's not going to invest in the Clinton Foundation because he knows that
Based
shit's
on
a scam.
What? Based on what?
Based on the allegations.
Okay. Sure.
Easy. Easy.
And when's the last time you've seen Hillary Clinton drink a Coca-Cola?
Yeah, what was
exactly like that. I'm just saying, there's so many conspiracies around Hillary Clinton that I'm like, oh, I don't know.
It's so hard to defend her. It'd be really hard to defend her.
That's just the problem. There's so much stuff that sticks to her, even though I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Why do you choose to defend her? Why don't you?
Because I don't believe that as much. Like all this conspiracy stuff that's pushed on her is like not a very small percentage is true. Like Pizzagate, like all those stuff that like
But Pizzagate's irrelevant. What about all the money?
There's a lot of irrelevant. Yeah.
What about the money that the Clinton Foundation raised that was supposed to go to Haiti to build houses, and like 10% of it went to that?
Well. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what's true, what's not true. For example, like the conspiracy we just talked about.
Yeah.
What was it again?
But why do you choose to believe in Clinton's?
Because I don't hear it from like. I don't hear it from like.
This is why.
Sorry, you don't hear it from.
See, I don't. All those conspiracies, I don't hear them all around. I know that they come from like some conspiracy. Like I don't hear from the. I don't want to say that the mainstream media is like my source of like truthfulness, but I don't see them like repeated everywhere. If I heard that there was like actually some truth, I know like fucking Cal Kalinske or like the Young Turks would criticize Hillary Clinton whenever. Yeah. If that stuff was like based on allegations and all that stuff, they would talk about it.
They only criticized Hillary after.
They did
after the
election.
After she lost, yeah.
Oh no, they would during the fight with Bernie Sanders. Yeah, exactly. So that conspiracy was probably there before. So they would criticize her.
Were they big on Sanders?
Oh, they were huge on. Like
they were huge.
They are for Bernie Sanders. Yeah. They're not like hiding it, which is fair. No. Like, you're like, we know we know who you're for and all that stuff. We can understand like, if you have a bias towards that person.
But that's why the Hillary shit gives me a headache, though.
Why?
Because we can sit here and talk about it all day. Like you just said, why are you protecting her or denying the fact? It's like...
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that those conspiracies
why do you get that? Why can there not be an appropriate answer to that question?
Because nobody can put their finger on the answer.
Well, you can if you decide to...
pick a side. If you decide to pick a side, you can.
No,
easily.
You can if you're researched on it. You can if you're like, I know this conspiracy is not true because like, it comes from Alex Jones, blah, 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 and like all the rest of like, there's no...
Yeah, but that's not research. Like actual intel. Like fucking good concrete fucking solutions and evidence.
I think if you live your life like that, then you're just going to live your life not doing anything.
You're right, but the Hillary case is a very tricky one, man. Like we can sit here all day and we will never...
No, but journalism will know. Like the journalists will know. How do you think they verify a story? They have multiple sources for their story, right? Exactly. So if they verify that conspiracy, it's not true because they don't have multiple sources. It probably comes from somebody who just like, he told this, and it comes from me, and now I told you this. Like they verify it, right? So if it's I'm
not the guy to have enough faith in a system that she would be, punished for her crimes or would be fucking like
What I'm saying is choose your source well. Like
exactly. Yeah. You have to understand where the sources are coming from, and you have to understand the bias of where that source is coming from. I don't think you should just stop and not look for the answer.
Yeah, and I don't think everything I don't think everything is corrupt. But I think that like she hasn't been charged. And maybe she's being fucking like protected by something.
So you think she's corrupted?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I think like a lot of the conspiracies are not true, but like where she's corrupted, she's like. What I'm saying is like as long as you take like money and all that stuff like, from all those interests and all that stuff, like the pharmaceutical industry, she took so much money from Wall Street. Those deals.
That's the thing. She did speeches, a 2-hour speech that she got paid $600,000 for. And at the place where she did her speech, people went to try to record with really high listening audio devices, and there were buzzers all around the arena, so you couldn't hear what she said. There were interference, so people couldn't figure out what she was saying inside that arena as she was getting paid. And then she publicly stated that just like Abraham Lincoln, she has two faces. There's a public and a private.
That is true.
Said that.
See, that I believe, like, I've heard that thing, and I believe that. It's true.
Like, of course.
No, it doesn't have to be like that. That's sad.
It shouldn't be like that.
That's the status quo.
It's super sad. It's super sad.
So it shouldn't be like that, so you shouldn't vote for the people who are like that.
And that's why you should talk about it, so 100%. It doesn't happen that much.
100%. But I'm saying I'm not surprised Like, I expect Hillary Clinton to be getting paid $600,000.
You expect that?
Yes, because that's the way it is. Yes,
it's called 100%. A bribe. This is like literally a bribe.
That's why that shit attracted Trump, man. That's why Trump won.
No, that's
because
not
people
Trump
are fucking sick and tired of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Trump.
It wasn't thousands of dollars. Was it millions? I think it was like in the millions.
It was $600,000 for one speech.
One speech, and she did multiple of them.
She did multiple speeches.
So like she's playing in the millions just to do speeches. Like you're not paid that much. I'm pretty sure it's called
that is an investment. That is an investment. Someone's not like, oh, I'm paying you $600,000 to hear really cool words come out of your mouth.
But that's what's fucked up about the states. There's no limit on how much you can throw out a candidate.
Exactly, but it's called corruption, right? If you pay a person that much money, you're like, oh, you won't be that hard on us.
That
is
corruption, and that's what's fucked about it.
So do you still think we should not talk about it?
I think we should talk about it. But
there's a fix to the system. There is a fix. It's just like don't vote for people who like take the corporate PAC money. Who take all those.
What choices do you have? Bernie Sanders. Yeah. He didn't even make it to the third round.
These are the choices you have. You have Bernie Sanders. You have Donald Trump. You don't even have Bernie Sanders.
You don't. He's out.
The Democrats back when the Democrats cheated with him because they gave Hillary Clinton the answers to the debate before it even happened. Yeah. They conspired with Hillary Clinton. So you have two choices. Yeah. You have three choices. You either have Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, or you do something about it.
So what's the solution?
Or you do something about it. And do whatever you can. Whatever you think will help truth come and educate people. I think that's the solution. You can't just ignore it, because if you ignore it, it's not going to go away. We're going to always be stuck with the status quo for the rest of our time.
100%.
And we can have this, even if I disagree with Guillaume, even if he says, I'm not saying you do, and I'm not saying you don't, even if you say that Hillary Clinton's not corrupt, and I think that she's corrupt, we can still hear and discuss ideas and discuss truths, and then agree on truths. It doesn't have to be a side battle.
But the problem is, like, I think when we discuss, when we're just having a discussion,
put our
it's
energy
just hard to
more
have the truth.
Into the solution. What do we do about it?
I'm telling you, like, the solution is really easy. The solution
is how it starts. Right?
I don't even think so. I think the solution is really easy. Don't vote for people who just get bribed, like, with money and all that stuff. Like, take the people who pledge to not take the corporate PAC money,
money talks. That money is why
the money is influence. This money is influence. But if you haven't heard, like, there's tons of like left wing groups, like I think it's the DCCC. Like I know, like the one that the Young Turks and Cal Kalinske funded. It was like what's it called? Justice Democrats. Justice Democrats are endorsing candidates who have not taken corporate PAC money, for example. Bernie Sanders endorses those type of candidates, and a lot of them are winning right now. Like, have you heard about what's her name again?
Girl from New York.
Yes.
She won.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah. If you heard about her, like, that was a huge upset. And there's one that just happened right now. Who I forgot his name. He's just recent, but like. There's tons of those candidates, and you can just like say, oh, I'm going to vote for them, and that's fixing the solution. Like, that's part of the solution. You just vote for your representatives. People who will pledge to not take those bribes.
But also, you're saying, what's the solution?
Your vote is important.
I think this is the solution. Me, you, Guillaume, Kalen, we all have different opinions. We all have a conversation. We have the ability to have the conversation and spread our abilities. And it's not even like we're coming up with the right answer. We are just an example of trying to find the truth. And hopefully we can be the example for other people to go do the research. Hopefully, if someone thought Hillary Clinton was super corrupt and then Guillaume made a good point and balanced that person's opinion out, hopefully that's happened.
Do you think though, like, and be real, do you think that actually makes a difference?
100%.
Us, like, 100%.
Right, why wouldn't it? What was Tupac's thought? Tupac has said, I'm not going to change the world, but I might inspire the person who does. Of course that's real. If that's not real, what is?
Talking about it is real. Talking about it is real. But do you think... I'm not denying. You're right, of course, but I think there comes to a point where there could only be enough talking before the guys that are paying her $1 million for 2 hours to do a speech take control.
Well, it doesn't matter, because you have to understand what the value is. The value is
knowledge.
No. The value is knowledge. Well, that's the thing. The value is not Evan Stolpmann or Guillaume or Kalen even like saying words.
Yeah,
it's the example of helping to try to find truth.
My point is, what I'm trying to say is, maybe even that is too far gone.
No, but
I might be wrong.
That is only subjective. Talking about it is not all bad, and talking about it's not all good. You have to have the ability to strain this shit out yourself. We have to have the ability to have this conversation and try our best to not be biased and find truth, so we can crawl our way to the solution.
Yeah, but I've got a question.
But it's not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen in an hour and a half.
I agree. I'm not expecting
J'ai une question pour toi.
Oui.
Okay, so listen up.
French
I understand. I 100% understand your point. Money. No. Let's say in English. People need to understand that money has influence on on people. Okay, that's fine. Money has influence on people. It's true. Money buys, is a very source, a big source of oh, I see this ad for this person 20 times, and I only see this ad for this person one time. Maybe I'll be more convinced by this message because it's repeated in my head. But do you think, for you personally, do you think that you're more influenced by, oh, I saw this guy's ad 20 times, so by the money he invested because he has more money, or do you think that you're more responsive to reason and a person who's making an argument oh, I should vote for this guy because he doesn't take the money that's going to bribe him? Do you think, which side are you more responsive to? Do you think you're more responsive to the 20 ads that you'll see, or you're responsive to the logic in your head?
Yeah, but the logic in your head can be totally shifted by your perspective. The logic in my head right now is liberal because I'm getting OSAP and I'm getting free school. If I was in a very high bracket and I was making $125,000, I can't help but think that my perspective would change to hopefully save $20,000 in taxes by the end of the year.
Okay, that is very true, but how many people own all that money that that they own $25,000? What I'm saying is the people who are actually rich or not that much of the percentage of the population. So if that was true, then you get they'll be represented personally on their percentage. There won't be that many rich people who will win the vote. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking that taxes wouldn't even be relevant if more people thought the way Jacob did. If I save this 10%, I'm gonna use this money better to help my community and other people better than the government would.
Yeah, everybody should
invest. If that taxes will even be relevant, the government wouldn't even need to regulate it if people thought. And obviously, people aren't going to think like Jacob is.
What is what is the corporate? What is the social welfare that we have though? What is what are we spending on? The people in dire help, which is all people they need those food stamps and all stuff. They need it now, right? They can't.
It's just hard for me.
Spend it on, right?
I heard that welfare. A lot of people talk about welfare and issues. I heard that welfare, a lot of people don't stay on it for very long, and I think it's I think it's good. I don't think people should take advantage of it. I think we should be educated on not taking advantage of it. So what do we spend it on? What do we spend our money on? And who knows? We don't know. That's the thing. That's why it's scary. That's why it's we need to go and do our more research because we're
I think it's all there.
We're falling victim to the bullshit game.
You think so?
I want to go back to a point from earlier.
Yeah.
When I say why are we talking about this? I don't mean...
Don't even look at it. No. I appreciate the question.
Stop. I don't want to sound like I'm saying there's no point talking about this. People are wasting their... That's not what I'm saying. People should talk about it. I'm not stupid.
I don't think people are saying... I don't think people think that of you, though.
But I think... No, buddy. I'm trying to say is I think we're getting to a time where the real high-ups, the 0.0001%... might start to get a grasp on everything.
No, I disagree, bro. The internet's a different...
It provides knowledge to everybody, but
it provides access.
Yeah, but...
So that 0.1% has the control over what?
Yeah, over what? You're talking everything. Illuminati shit?
No, not Illuminati shit, but
in what way?
Real...
But don't you think as soon as you have that thought, then that is... literally instantly the moment they have all that control.
No, but explain it better. On what control on what? Because I think we there's ways to fight. Money is powerful, but there's ways to fight about it.
Our world is changing for the better, and it's because
it is.
It's and because we talk about it. We talk about shit. And what my thought on your point was, you were playing devil's advocate. And I appreciate it. It sparked a conversation. I think it sparked a good point out of all of us, and I think it was a good. I appreciate you bringing that other side of the argument to it, because that's super important. Because then once we bring that other side of the argument to that, then we can really break down the details, and then we can actually get very clear about what the points we're making are. Like you asking, what you have that you start having that conversation. What is
No, yeah, I agree. Like any conversation is like fruitful in the ideas. Like it will spark ideas in other people. Like or like they'll think about it with us at the same time, and they're like, oh, okay, I agree with this person.
Well,
like, it just sparks.
Hopefully that's what we do. Hopefully that's what because I think it's dangerous to just spew political gland or whatever fucking word.
Yeah, and I'm not even into politics like that, but I'll throw my opinion.
But we have questions.
Yeah, right?
We all have questions, and it's not even really politics. It's really human behavior we're examining with all this bullshit. I don't even like using the word politics because it's really just a population.
Well, I see it as like politics is just like, oh, what is politics? Politics is about all of our life, all of our public life, basically. Politics is just like governs everything that we do. So politics is everything.
Exactly. That's what's great
about
it. I can throw my 2 cents. Like that's how I feel.
But it's just interesting seeing a show and then seeing human reaction to that show and having that perspective. I think that perspective is important because I think that's very much reality.
Yo, let's turn on a fucking light in here.
Okay,
man.
well, no, let's finish it. Let's finish it.
All right, this is the last night. Let's go. We got some Heineken. We got some Muskokas.
I'm out of it, yo.
Cheers. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye on record here.
Yeah, say goodbye. Kaylan, I appreciate it so much, man. Everything you did for me for the past 2 years, bro. Everything. There's nothing. Honestly, though, I love you a lot.
Since I've been here, like for like 2-3 days, I've seen you every day here. So it's like you must have like you must be like
here. Yeah,
forever. Dude.
I'm around.
Appreciate it. Well, you'll be on the podcast again.
Oh, of course.
But yo, I had a subject, but I don't think we're going to end up right now. Exactly. So
I'll see you again soon. I'm sure.
True, fair.
We're gonna have a FaceTime session next week.
Yeah, no, I actually like that podcast thing. It's actually funny to.
It's really fun,
and I feel like we haven't it's always like all my conversations once I start I want to speak and all that stuff. I just don't feel we go like I wish I could go for hours.
Yeah, you could go for hours
on everything. I feel like we haven't gone on anything.
This guy's a radio guy.
Yeah,
this guy's a fucking natural born radio guy.
Listen to that Canadian voice. I don't think so.
It would be. And
I'm telling you, man.
You have opinions on that thing, and what I've said about you with Luke privately is like, you know what's great about Guillaume is he has an opinion, but then also listens. He has an opinion and is not afraid to listen.
100%.
And that's something that's very important and helps you in this dynamic.
Thanks. You know what? Yeah, I agree. Like, you should always listen to everybody. Everybody's points comes from somewhere. But you have a strong
opinion. You know what you want.
Oh, I have my own opinion.
You say your own opinion, but then you shut up.
Yeah.
Just like everybody should. You know what I mean? Just like I should. Just like Kaylan should.
And a lot of my arguments and all that stuff, like, at some point, like, people say, like, oh, let me say my point. I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. You're right. If you want to do that, like, that's fair. But let me, at my turn, like, and my turn, like, say my point. No, that's fair. Like, if they tell me, like, shut up, let me say my thing, I was like, okay.
Yeah, but you should tell Luke.
Oh, I hear the fucking French Canadian now that you mention it. I'm catching some of it, man.
Like,
a
could
little
you not
bit.
hear the Frenchness? Some people just like hear it instantly.
See,
no, obviously, but
I thought the French Canadians had the self-hate, but it's really the French that have the self-hate. The French Canadians got a maid over there.
Yeah, I've accepted it. I'm cool with it.
We are close, brother. We are close. We do have the same roots.
Oh, what was I going to say? Fuck.
Okay, well, anything else? That's it?
I decided to live here, yeah.
I appreciate you both being here.
That was awesome.
Fucking last one. Let's get it.
Peace and love.
Peace.